What's happening YouTube? I'm Alex and today I'm taking a look at the Q1 Smartwatch. So this smartwatch right here can be used as a watch connected to your phone or as a phone by itself. Inside this we have a MediaTek 6580 processor. This is a quad-core processor, 1 GB of RAM and 8 GB of internal storage. So exactly the specs that you'd find on an entry-level Android phone from China. So very cool. This costs under $100 and as always I left some links in the video's description. Now the screen on this watch is a 1.4 inch screen. It's an IPS screen and it does have really good viewing angles. However, it doesn't get that bright and outside you may have a couple of issues seeing the screen. However, on the inside it is bright enough and it does look quite good. I mean, the colors are nice. It's a really nice screen to look at, mostly on such a small watch. Unlike all the other cheap Chinese watches that we always see for like $15–20, this one actually doesn't feel cheap anymore. It is made out of metal, like the frame it's made out of metal. On the right hand side here we have one button. This is the only button that we have. And in the description of this item, where I got it from, it said that the glass on top of the screen is sapphire glass. However, I'm not sure if it's sapphire glass or not. However, I did try to scratch it with my little knife that I open parcels and stuff, and it didn't scratch. So I'm not sure if it's sapphire glass or not. However, it doesn't scratch as easy or as all the other cheap Chinese smartwatches do. So that's a pretty cool thing. The band is made of silicone. It is thicker than the normal smartwatches from China and it doesn't feel bad at all. On the back of the watch we also have a heart rate monitor sensor and the connectors for the charger. This watch gets like a magnetic charger, so it's very easy to use. You just touch the watch and it plugs in there and it connects. So very easy to use. The watch comes in this white box. It's kind of a plain box. On the front we just have a couple of specifications about it, so the box doesn't really tell you that much. Inside the box we get the charger that I just showed you earlier, and the manual. The manual has a couple of pictures and it's very easy to use and understand. Behind the back door we find a 430 milliamp battery. Now about this battery, since we are looking at the battery, it can last an entire day. However, if you start playing some games or just listen to some music constantly, you're gonna be done in like 4 hours. So you will have to charge this watch quite often if you are a very heavy user. And underneath the battery there, that's the SIM card slot, so it takes a nano SIM card. So you just put in your SIM card, then all of a sudden you have a phone on your wrist, which is pretty cool in my opinion. One of the things that I didn't like about these smartwatches from China were the watch faces. So there are no watch faces available for all those $15, $20, $40, $50, $75 watches. However, because this is actually using Android 5.1, they were able to make lots and lots of watch faces. So you can change the watch faces, you can even download some watch faces. So a lot of options that you don't see on any other smartwatches from China that are rather cheap. So this is a pretty cool thing. The operating system is very simple. You just basically scroll down or up and you just see the icons. Whatever apps you install will show up in there. If you want to install an app, you just go to the Play Store. It's very straightforward, just like on a regular phone, and you install any app that you want. You can install games, you can install other launchers. I did install Nova Launcher, for example, onto the watch so I can see how it goes, and it's just like on a phone. All of a sudden you have Nova Launcher onto the watch. So because it's running Android 5.1, it's not really one of those dumb watches that it's trying to be a smartwatch. This is actually an Android device that's taking full advantage of Android. The settings app, it's fairly simple, don't have that many options. One option that I wish we would have had would be like a double tap the screen to wake up. That is not available, or something if you tilt your hand towards you, the screen will turn on. But no, I didn't see that either, and I couldn't find it anywhere. So that is unfortunate. I wish we could have seen something like that in the settings app, but no, I didn't see anything like that. It does come pre-installed with many languages, so you can choose out of all the languages available, quite a few languages if you ask me. So it is a good thing because you can use it pretty much anywhere in the world. So on the watch we do get a pedometer app, a barometer app, we do get a heart rate app, so we can monitor your heart rate. However, onto my watch, the second time that I took the back off, I was able to destroy that heart rate monitor. So yeah, I won't be able to show you the heart rate monitor because it doesn't work anymore, and actually even the app just disappeared after that. I guess it doesn't connect the sensor, and the watch is like, oh, hold on, maybe I don't have a heart rate monitor sensor. So be very careful when you pull that battery out because you can easily damage those contacts that touch the heart rate monitor. On the Antutu score, we get a score of about 22,000, and this is very normal for the MediaTek 6580 processor, so a normal score for this. On the Geekbench 3 we get a score of about 1200 for the multi-core score, which again is quite normal for this type of processor. And on the CPU-Z app we can see the specifications of the watch that we already know. The watch does get quite hot, like if you're playing games or whatever, browsing or watching videos, the watch does get hot. It never got that hot to actually turn off, but it does get hot because you feel it on your wrist being very hot. The GPS works better than lots and lots of Chinese phones that I've seen. So you turn on the GPS app and within 5-7 seconds it will get a fix. And Google Maps also works really good. I know it's like from a movie. You just look at the watch and it's like turn left, turn right. So it's pretty cool to have like a full Android device on your wrist, at least in my opinion. On this little watch you can touch the screen in 2 places in the same time and the screen will register that. Now, since we are talking about screen sensitivity, typing on it is a bit difficult because all the letters are very small. However, it is quite accurate and you can type somewhat fast. However, if you make a mistake, then you have to press the little key right there. So it is a very small keyboard, but you can use it if you actually concentrate on the watch. It's a very small screen, so keep that in mind. It's very small. So because it's running Android 5.1, you can install WhatsApp, you can install Facebook, you can install the Facebook Messenger, you can install Snapchat, you can basically install any app that you want from the Play Store. And you can reply to any app, any notification, and so on. So a lot of possibilities with this watch, considering how small it is and that it sits on your arm. When I open the sensor test app, a lot of sensors show up. However, not all of them actually work. So a couple of them work, but not all of them. So most of the sensors that you're gonna see on a sensor testing app are faked. I don't know why they decided to do that. I mean, nobody was really expecting to have like 1 million sensors on this watch, considering it's kind of low price as well. However, there are lots of faked sensors onto the watch. On YouTube, the maximum resolution for viewing stuff is 480p. However, on such a small screen, I don't really think that you need any higher than that. It could probably be 240p and you'd still be fine. So you can watch any videos you want on YouTube, and they do seem to go quite smooth as well. The speaker on the watch is sitting onto the back of the watch, and it does get quite loud, and the watch can also vibrate, so there is no chance of actually missing a notification because the watch is sitting right there next to you, touching your skin. So very easy to see any notifications. Now, using the watch could be challenging at times because it doesn't have like a home button or a home gesture, from what I found anyways. So in order to go back, so like press the back button, you swipe from the top down. So that being said, you have to swipe like 5-6 times depending where you are in an app. If you've downloaded like 5 things and then you go back, and it's gonna take you a while to go to the main screen. From the main screen there you can actually close all the apps. If you just press the left bottom corner, you can just see whatever apps you have running in the background, and you can just close them like you do on any phone or Android device. So very simple. So you can make phone calls, you can write text messages, you can receive, send any type of internet messages like WhatsApp, Facebook Messenger, and all that stuff. You can browse the internet with Chrome, so it's just like the Chrome that you'd find on any other smartwatch. Very easy to use. The watch does have Wi-Fi like any other smartphone out there, and the speeds on Wi-Fi are appropriate for this type of device, and also the speeds on 3G seem to be normal for a 3G connection. So yeah, you can connect to any phone network on the 3G network. So not the fastest, but not the slowest either. So for the Wi-Fi, only the 2.4 gigahertz bands work, not the 5 gigahertz bands. But however, most of these cheap Chinese phones don't really get more than one Wi-Fi band, so that's very normal. So for under $100, I think this watch does really good. It doesn't look like those cheap Chinese watches. It actually looks kind of cool on your arm. It does feel heavy, and it doesn't feel you don't get that cheap feeling that you normally get with those cheap Chinese watches. You can browse the internet, you can do anything that you do the smartphone, but in a very small package. So I think it's a really cool thing to have. I'm not sure if it could replace my phone, just because my phone is about this big and the watch is only this big. But maybe if you're going on vacation, or I don't know, just a night out and you don't really need a phone that much, it could be a very useful thing. Alright guys, hopefully this video was useful, and I hope that you liked it. If you have any questions, just leave a comment down below. Don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.